welcome back to Performance Racing League for Tier 2. As you can hear, it is still only me in the booth. Of course, I still want to start it a little bit early because, again, no qualifying. If you missed Tier 1, it's a reverse championship grid with the reserve drivers slapped at the back. So yeah, that is why we are everyone. Ooh. Tier 2 is live. I am gonna send that to everyone. Yeah, so if you missed Tier 1, we are gonna slap all the reserves at the back, and then we have a reversed championship grid. So let me see if I can get the standings up. So Justin is going to start last, except for the reserves, because he is leading by 51 points. Finception is starting in 19th, Villeneuve in 18th, Rusty in 17th, Tar Heel 16th, Canuck in 15th, Heisekhan 14th, Will 13th, Maestro 12th, Dutch 11th, Hines in 10th, Salasosser 12th, Marchena or Markena in 13th, Skuntold, I've messed it up. Anyway, it doesn't really matter because we have a bunch of reserves, of course. Craig is gonna be starting from P3 at worst, but let's see if Sparkplug here. Sparkplug, no Sparkplug today. Tafur, is Tafur here? Is Tafur or Tafer? As we are getting the ready up. I guess we'll see. I have time to walk through the grid. So I got a comment, and I stupidly think I'm lost due to qualiban. Well, you shouldn't be, because, well, it's no qualifying. Yeah, I don't really know how they're gonna deal with that, but I guess we'll see in about 10 seconds. Thanks, Ramsey. Thanks. That's a shame. It's very tricky being on your own. But I'll try and do my best, of course. That is how we roll. At least it's covered. Am I right? Right, so this isn't very helpful, so let's go to the race director. We have Baba Yaga on pole, ahead of Joe, Dr. J in third, Disgruntled in fourth, Salad in fifth, Hines in sixth, Dutch seventh, Maestro eighth, Butler in ninth, Heisekhan in 10th, Northern Canuck 11th, Tar Heels in P12, Rusty P13, Villeneuve in 14th, Finception 15th, Justin 16th, Craig did get put at the back in P17, but he definitely has served his qualifying ban with that. Otherwise, I will riot for you, my friend. Interesting that there's a lot of soft tires. Um, I'm actually very surprised. Rusty on the hards, just in mediums. Of course, the reason I'm saying this like this is because anyone else can do this. So it's data you can get yourself. So let's wait and see. I mean, there could be weather, and that's why, but I doubt it. And there we go. There's a little bit of hard tires and mediums. Because again, I don't know. It's looking a little bit overcast. It doesn't look like there's blue sky. So again, it's sunny though, so it's not awful. I'm guessing it's gonna be dry. Of course, in Tier 1 we saw a little bit of rain. I think it started like right on the penultimate lap, or maybe even the final lap, which is such a shame, because I want to see them. Well, have to dance on the rain. Here we go. 5 red lights are on. It is lights out, and away we go. Craig gets a horrendous start at the back. Baba Yaga gets a pretty good launch, and will keep P1 into turn 1, but Joe sends it on the inside and will take over P1 down into turn 2 and 3. We will again lap data. No, that's the one we want. Oh, that's Dr. J. Dr. J in the wall. Safety car is not out, actually, that's still just a yellow flag. We have cars 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. Dutch has lost 5 places, as we have a car off. I think that it was Maestro, as we saw Dutch get in the grass. He's lost 8 positions. The only one who's lost more is Dr. J, and he lost all of it. I don't really know what happened, of course. So tricky when you're only one, because the only one who can see anything is me. As Villeneuve goes very wide. Of course, the people who reserved up has gotten a chance to... Oh, that's Salatosser! Salatosser is not dead, but he's in a wall. As we see Craig down the inside of Northern. We know Craig is quicker than his championship position shows. He should have started at the front, but obviously didn't. That's Hines. Very close, and now under pressure instead of Butler. And we see Rusty struggling on the hard tires. Gone up 7 places. Is actually the big gainer so far. As Khan is looking for a move on Maestro. Can't quite get there. Justin, on the other hand, tries to go round the outside of Villeneuve, but can't quite get there either. It's so tricky. especially with the dirty air. I honestly don't know if it exists or not. I'm hearing different reports, but yeah, we'll go with it existing for now. Maestro down the inside of Rusty. Rusty brakes late. Lets the car roll round the outside and is gonna get a run down into turn 3. Oh, tries to get there but can't and has to give up the position to DRS Maestro. Let's get the tires up so we can see that, and we can see there's a couple of hards, a couple of softs, but main ingredient today is mediums. We saw a 3 stop being used in the winning strats, Morris. Of course, one of them was under safety car, as I just realized. I don't have a map. And that's Salatosser causing the yellow flag. Disgruntled under pressure from Butler. Villeneuve is also putting pressure on Rusty. Rusty almost falling out of DRS here from Maestro. Has actually fallen out and probably won't get any DRS then. Let's keep an eye on that Italian rear wing from the Swiss team. As we now see Butler diving down the inside, and he gets past Disgruntled, who does the switchback and gets the better line, gets the better exit. But Butler will come back with the DRS now. Down the inside he goes, and has claimed P3. Very good move from Butler. You can see Rusty has dropped a couple of places, so I don't think he had DRS. And P8. Dropped one place at least. Justin already picking up a 3-second time penalty. That's not what the championship leader needs. What is Finnception doing? Finn is a couple of places behind only as well. To keep this championship battle alive, he needs to do well here. Of course, we're way past halfway. Oh, I forgot to tell you about tier 2.5. Hopefully I get a little bit of time to do that later when the race has calmed down. Khan is so close to Rusty. It's a horrendous camera angle, so... No? Okay. And Craig is coming through to make it 3 wide. Actually 2 wide because Rusty has backed off, but Craig goes very deep and gets on the traction early, but Rusty does the exact same thing. Justin sneaks through up into P10, and I think Rusty is going to lose another position here. He's going to defend it hard. So we can see, as we see Justin also trying to get back Craig, get past Craig, but can't. Craig lost to Khan, and Northern couldn't quite get by Northern this lap. No, Northern couldn't quite get by Rusty this lap. Is having looks. Of course, the main thing you can do when having looks is put the other driver out of DRS, but the problem is, when you then overtake, you have to push really hard to get back into that DRS yourself. So, it's definitely pros and cons. So we'll go on board with Villeneuve, who's very close to DRS Maestro. Should also mention Joe has pulled up a 2.5 second lead over Baba Yaga. As we see in front of us, one Williams getting overtaken, but also one Williams doing the overtaking as Maestro tries to cut back and he spins. Maestro, did he touch a wall? I don't think so. He just had a big snap and lost 2 seconds on that. And now Khan goes right around the outside, goes off track, should have to give that place back because he completes the move off track. Maybe not. Justin is putting immense pressure on Maestro now. Of course, the reason we're following him so much is because he is the championship leader. and he is out of position. And a lovely move from Justin is made of the Maestro's mistake, but the problem is now he is out of DRS from Heiskanen, so he needs to get it back. As we see further behind, there is drivers side by side. That's Canuck trying to overtake Rusty. Rusty still under pressure from the Mercedes. Mercedes is trying everything, but now Finception could get a run. No, not quite. And down into turn 1, Northern Canuck sends it down the inside. Gets the car completely past, but gets a horrendous exit once again. Finception is trying to intervene in this battle. Northern Canuck is now ahead. We have Saletosser binning it out of the final corner. Unfortunately, Finception has to stay behind for another lap. Let's go back on board with Justin, who, as we know, has 3 seconds already. Of course, if he got pushed out, he could get it removed. We don't know. This track isn't that bad in terms of track limit bugs, at least. So it's not like you're gonna pick up 2 or more warnings for the same corner. If we go back just 1 game to Australia, you could pick up 16 seconds worth of penalties from 1 extension. As Dr. J overtakes Salatosser for P16. We now have a look at Justin, who's pushing really hard to try and get by Heiskanen, but it's not close enough into turn 1. He goes high and gets the better exit as Heiskanen goes very fishtaily out the final corner. And now around the outside goes Justin. And through is Justin up into P7. Finally for the Aston Martin driver. As Craig is trying to make something happen to get by, but can't quite do that. Let's go on board with Hinnes, who is pushing together with Butler, or to get up to Butler. Hinnes on those soft tires that should be starting to go off by now. Of course, the cars are heavy, with my guess is 37 laps of fuel at least, so and Hinnes can't actually keep DRS. Villeneuve, however, does get DRS on Hinnes. You could hear that beep. You can see the 2 purple lights indicating that he has DRS. Villeneuve trying. I actually go on board with Finception, who's trying to get by Rusty. Couldn't quite do it into turn 1 and is far too far back to get it done into turn 3. So let's actually go back up to Villeneuve in the Williams. You can see Finception actually closing right up to Rusty Oil Can throughout this lap. Let's actually go back to Villeneuve though, because he will have the first overtaking opportunity. So I have a mosquito in my room. I'm gonna have to take care of that one after this lap. Villeneuve can't quite get close enough. And again, Finception has actually dropped back. But let's go on board with Finception. Again, loses out through the final few corners and turn 1. If you give me a second, I will have to deal with this mosquito, because summer is apparently arriving, although I don't believe it. So you will have to look at this beautiful Red Bull trying to catch up to Baba Yaga. There we go. And Butler has actually caught up to Baba Yaga and will get DRS this lap, as Hines is the first one to bite. Actually, no. He's the first one in the lead pack to bite. Oh, and Butler breaks late and goes for it. I don't know if he actually expected it. There was a little bit of contact, and Joe has spun from the lead. Joe has spun for the lead, so that move for Butler is actually putting him up into P1. I don't know what happened to Joe. I'm so sorry, guys. It's so tricky. Oh, as Baba Yaga goes a little bit deep in that fast left-hander. Craig still behind Icecan, trying to get by the Ferrari. Finn still behind Rusty. Those hards are probably, if not better, gonna become better in the next couple of laps, as these mediums starts to reach. Oh no, Baba Yaga has spun out the penultimate corner and now goes into the pits as his softs are gone. Hopefully his wing, yeah, I can't see a wing, so I think, oh, and he gets a speed, oh no, it goes from bad to worse for Baba Yaga. And yeah, he has no front wing whatsoever. Icecan is now behind Craig and can't really do anything into turn 3 either. Dutch has boxed as well. Actually, no, we already knew that. He boxed for mediums. And in the battle for the lead, Villeneuve is trying to keep up with Butler. Butler is very quick, as they have actually caught Salad Tosser and will be getting around to lapping him very soon, but they won't. Crucially, Butler won't get DRS. That's the crucial part for Villeneuve at this point, as he doesn't get the best of exits either. So Villeneuve can catch all down the straight, and Villeneuve, seeing his light flash, we could see on his steering wheel, or actually above his steering wheel, because Williams is Williams. We can see the ERS level for them. I'm not gonna say, obviously, but you could see. As Justin has actually made it up to P4 and is catching Disgruntled. Muppets. Whichever one you want to use. Craig, 6 seconds behind. But doing very well as well. Both him and Justin, the ones with the big gains right now. So we'll take a look at the championship leader. Villeneuve very close. Justin going for the move down the inside. And gets up into P3 into turn 1 as we have Craig boxing. And Butler has lost the lead into turn 3 down the inside. Around the outside, sorry, has Villeneuve gone. Turns to the inside here. There's a little bit of contact, but they do keep it pointing the right direction. Now into turn 5 or 6. Butler is behind and gets a 3-second time penalty as well, and that is crucial for Justin at this point. As they are getting up to the left car. Justin right on the back of Butler, who's struggling right now. Justin has a little look down the inside. He's getting so close. Would be interesting to see if we could do an undercut on these guys, maybe. Here he goes, down the inside goes Justin. DRS opens up. And Justin is up into P2. Villeneuve overtaking the lapped salad saucer. Those hards should be better at this point. Of course, if the hards has reached 25%, the tires will have equalized again, and the mediums will actually be slightly better. So, yeah, very interesting. Justin, if he doesn't lose too much time, no, he's gonna lose too much time for it. He could have stayed behind salad saucer otherwise and got some DRS from it, but that would not have been the right thing if you think economically in terms of time, as Butler goes into the pits trying to get the undercut on Justin as he nearly spins twice on the pit entry. So easy to do, one of the trickier pit entries on the calendar. As we now see Hines go past Northern Canuck down the inside, a fairly easy move up into P5. Butler comes out just behind Joe, who has boxed for a set of mediums. Could theoretically go to the end, but that's not going to be very fun. And Hines has actually put himself right at the back of Heiskan, trying to get up into P4. Currently we have a double Williams podium, 1-3, with Justin filling the middle in an Aston Martin. Very famous car brands. Williams has a big historical F1 meaning, and Aston Martin is a very historical car brand. And we have Justin in. Justin is in for his pit stop. So is Heiskan, and that gives Hines the free air. Northern Canuck stayed out as well. We have Joe and Rusty scrapping. Well, it's not much of a scrap. Joe should easily get that move done, and that is a car around. I think that's a Williams. Yeah, that's disgruntled. Disgruntled in the wall after the... Wait, after turn 5, 4? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, turn 4. and is now lacking a front wing. Is gonna have to box. Luckily, it's at least in his pit window, so he can go to the hards and not lose any sort of performance. Obviously, if he wanted to go to softs, it would be a struggle. You can see him struggling right now. Behind him, we can see Justin making the move past Rusty. So here's a pit stop ahead of Rusty. Craig has also gone up pit stop ahead of Rusty as he overtakes him. And he is just behind Justin on 3 lap older tires though. As disgruntled obviously comes in together with Nordic. Oh, and that's Butler going very, very deep. We'll lose a lot of time to Justin with that. And I think it's this battle that we have to keep an eye on right now. But, hold on. But, I mentioned before tier 2.5, and that is a new thing for Piero, where tier 1 and tier 2, after last race, have been split up into 2 halves, basically. Don't worry, they're all still fighting for the same 50 points. However, a person in the second half, in tier 2.5, will also has the chance to score 50 points for themselves, even if they don't win the race. And that is done via a lot of maths. And, well, not really, as Rusty comes in from his set of hards. I'm guessing to a set of medium tires to go to the end. As Tar Heels has to give the position up to Joe, and now Butler tries to go around the outside, but doesn't quite have the grip advantage, even though he's on much fresher tires. Tar is defending very well. But yeah, out of the drivers in 2.0, oh! Fair play, lads. And now also Justin down the inside. He's gonna turn to the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact. I think that was fine. But Justin is trying. Really, really trying. Where the one who finishes highest out of the people in tier 2.5 will score 50 points. The person in second in tier 2.5 will score 42 points, I think it is. 37 points. And that is basically no matter where they finish. They can finish, well, they can't finish last, but well, if they finish P11, for example, but still finishes highest out of the tier 2.5 guys, then yeah, they finish P1 in tier 2.5 and get 50 points. It's not that tricky once you understand. Hopefully I've made a decent job explaining how it will work. And it's just to give the guys that are further towards the... Okay, we all saw that, right? Lovely little bit of lag. No, but what I was trying to say was it just gives the people at the back something to fight for, because, well, Justin, and especially Justin, but also Finn is very, very quick, and it's very hard to beat them. Which means, yeah, the people at the back might just feel a little bit bored, as we now have Villeneuve finally coming in for a stop, set of mediums, and he's gonna come out ahead of Inception. Inception also on very old medium tires. Well, they're not that old now, but they're gonna be if he doesn't want to stop again. But yeah, so it's just to keep the guys further behind actually happy, to give them something to fight for, as that will hopefully keep attendance a little bit higher, because it's towards the end of the game and of the season as well, which usually means it dips quite a lot. Last game we had to combine the tiers because, well, no one liked F1 22, and also, I mean, people weren't really very happy racing when they didn't have anything to race for. So that is basically the plan for it. Hopefully Sheriff doesn't shoot me when he hears my explanation of this. Yeah. I don't even know if he watches this. Hopefully he does. Yeah. Obviously, for those listening in the league, and for those who might have come in a little bit late, this VOD will be uploaded to the PRL YouTube channel, which I think is in the description of the stream. Let me... Yeah, it is. So it will be uploaded to the official YouTube page in a couple of days' time. It's usually most 2 days, so on the Tuesday. Depending on when our lovely Cher has anything, has some time rather. And now Butler is pushing to get by Joe Biden, and he goes down the inside into turn 1. Joe, around the outside, will carry more speed on the exit, but of course Butler gets DRS, gets pushed to the very edge of the track on the entry to the corner, but has to move done. And now Justin is gonna try and sneak through. Oh, they leave each other good space. Very clean driving from both Justin and Joe. We have a Ferrari. I think they're just actually getting lapped and trying to give space, which is very, very good. Villeneuve has joined the chat asking if there's any room for another car. Joe is going to be under some severe pressure from Villeneuve now. Villeneuve on 2 lap on mediums. Joe Biden on 11 once we cross the finish line. As Justin is pushing Butler basically through these final couple of corners. Justin looks so on rails compared to everyone else. You can see the Red Bull flashing his light, and he goes out and he gets the move done before turn 1. Should be able to block off any attempt at a switchback or anything else, and Justin is up into P2. Further down the grid we could see people moving around a little bit. We'll go on board with Tar Heels trying to get by Disgruntled Muppet, who of course has fallen a little bit from grace. Was up with Justin and Villeneuve. He's now unfortunately down in P11. Must have had a pretty bad exit as they fall half a second behind before turn 3. Canuck behind Inception, trying to put some pressure on P2 in the championship. Of course, Inception starting P15 today. A very good comeback drive. It's very difficult to come back through the field, and especially so on this track, which of course is dubbed Monaco without the walls. And it's understandable why, as Hines, that's the one, Hines goes into the pits for his two-stop, goes on the set of softs, Finception does the same, but they will be very, very quick. Will be very interesting to see where they end up, as Butler has managed to hold on to Villeneuve actually. Ramsey thinking Villeneuve can do it. I mean, it's not out of the realms of possibility. Justin's tires is a little bit older, and he has that 3-second time penalty. Obviously, we don't know if it can get removed. But the question is Justin just fast enough? I think it will be close, but I do think Justin will edge out come the end of the race. As the closest battle currently is the battle for P6. Khan holding Northern Canuck just about that second behind. It took a little bit of a height, should get a good exit, but not good enough. Northern Canuck will get DRS, as we did see someone get a penalty. That's Salah Tosser, probably. I wasn't paying attention, but Butler and Justin had penalties before, so it should be. Gap currently 2.1 seconds up at the front. We'll keep an eye on that throughout these last 10 laps. As Canuck still trying to catch that Ferrari of the Dutchman, Khan. If that 01 means 2001, he is as old as me. Which, I mean, it's old to me because, well, I'm starting to feel old, but at the same time I know people in here is double my age at the very least, so it is definitely something. As Joe also comes in from those mediums, takes the safe approach when entering the pits. And goes for a set of soft tires. Gap is currently 2 seconds for Villeneuve. I am so sorry, but I have missed it completely. Justin has must have made a big mistake. I am so sorry, guys. This is the problem when doing comms on your own. You're keeping an eye on something and something elsewhere is happening, and you totally miss it. But Justin is now falling back from Villeneuve, and honestly, at this point, Justin is definitely gonna struggle to do anything against him. He currently has P2 secured because of the penalty for Butler. And the next car is 6 seconds behind him. 6 seconds behind him and 4 seconds behind Butler. So I should be able to finish P2 here, but what happened? At this point, Villeneuve, as we go on board with Hines, getting past Khan. Rather easy on those softs. Now the question is, how far can Hines get up in another 7 laps? Should be able to get their teammates. Should definitely be able to catch 1 second a lap on old compared to old hards. And Baba Yaga is actually pressuring Dr. J. Let's go on board with that. He's unfortunately fallen behind. Yeah, we'll take a lap of appreciation here with Villeneuve. And yeah, we'll see what happens when we come back. Joe Biden has set the fastest lap of the race with a 1:18.5. As we return, we can also see Tar Heels very close to Northern Canuck. And the gap is now 4 seconds for Villeneuve. Almost 5 seconds at this point. Go on board with Joe actually, as he is trying to overtake the teammate of the race leader. Disgruntled falls down to P10 as Joe on those softs makes light work. Tar Heels has a look on Northern Canuck but can't quite do it. You can see it right at the back, trying to make something happen. Oh, both of them is having issues, and Craig lets his teammate by. As H. Innes. Oh, that's a salad tosser. As he kept it going, he has. That's luckily no safety cars then. I guess that would be a race killer for Justin especially. Butler has fallen back into H. Innes, and H. Innes should be able to make this pass very easily. The important thing for Butler here is the exit. He does get a good exit, but it's not going to be enough. H. Innes with ERS, DRS, straight line speed, slipstream, and everything else goes up into P3. This time then for Tar Heels, Northern Canuck had a small fishtail on his exit, and he goes down the inside. There is a little bit of tire banging. Northern Canuck keeps P7, and Tar Heels falls back and now is in the clutches of Joe Biden. Biden. Seven seconds is the gap for Justin. Can H. Innes do it? Can H. Innes get P2? It's definitely not impossible. As Butler has had something happen. Oh, Joe's out! Oh no! Oh no! I'm so sorry, Justin. And Justin is past the pit lane as well. His saving grace is that Villeneuve is as well. Will not catch the safety car. So he gets a lap of Delta, so he will be able to box at the end of this lap. I am so terribly sorry, Justin. I think I'm cursing the Astons rather than the Norwegians, because I have cursed Bass the last 3 races. Because the I just pulled out my mic. But yeah, the last 3 races I've watched in Tier 1 or midweek, Bass has DNF'd at the end of the race, so yeah, definitely not been the Aston Martin's time. Villeneuve and Justin have to box. They will come out P1 and 2, but Justin is on 3 seconds worth of time penalties. Of course, they might be able to be removed if it's been an unfair penalty. We gotta remember that. We also have Baba Yaga and DRS Maestro having stayed out and gained a position, as they now finally come into the box, both of them, for a set of softs. Of course, they should have fresh. They will have fresh sets, both of them, because, well, there hasn't been any qualifying. So Villeneuve back out into the lead. Justin back out in P2, and they will actually have slightly fresher tires than the other guys. Safety car will be in this lap as well, no matter what. So I'll take a quick sip of water. Going down the wrong pipe, which is just amazing, because now I'm basically dying. Jesus. Yeah, no, but the safety car is in, as I said, because, well, it's the end of the race, and the safety car has to come in with 2 racing laps to go. That's just how it works. So the guys have been able to charge their battery, but unfortunately, people like these guys are getting throttled now. Should be, at least. Well, they shouldn't be, but they probably are because of the game design. Villeneuve has actually gone already. Quick restart from him. And now Justin is looking for the move. Round the outside he goes. Tries to switch back, but Villeneuve is clever and covers it off. The McLarens are swapping position again. Fighting for it at least, which they are definitely entitled to do. Ice Crown sitting there in P6. Of course, when Tier 1 was what Tier 2 is today, he was in this position a lot in Tier 1. Now Tier 1 is basically Premier Tier, which, yeah, it's a Ice Crown. A racer that we know can definitely do very well. Villeneuve in chat saying, "Why me?" I'm guessing in response to the safety car. But the luck might not be over for him, because Justin and Butler both have penalties, so they will act as a buffer, as Butler actually picks up the fastest lap of the race, but they will act as a buffer to the one who can actually dethrone him, which is Craig, and Craig is not getting anywhere near the leaders. Oh, Craig down the inside and actually gets up to P3. Well, he's proven me wrong. As I think, was that Dutch picking up the fastest lap earlier? I think it was. Justin trying to pressurize Villeneuve as much as possible. At this point, might be able to end around P5, P6 even with the penalty, as we have a car spinning. I think that was Baba Yaga, but we will go on board with Villeneuve as they try and defend through. Actually, they will maybe be able to end in front of one of the McLarens now. As they go through the final turn, Villeneuve will fend off the pressure from Justin and win the race. Justin ends P3 in the end. Heis Khan gets P5. Northern Canuck gets P6. Finception P7. Rusty 8th. Tar Heels 9th. Butler had a big moment at the end, ends P11. Will be interesting to see what happened there. Maestro gets P13, Dutch 14th, Dr. J 15th, and Salatosser coming around the final couple of bends to end out this race in P16. Villeneuve, what a race, son! What a race! He wins in Hungary, definitely deserved. Wow. What a race. As I get a lovely black screen because PS4 issues. There we go. This one we can definitely watch, so Villeneuve can definitely soak it in as they collect the first place trophy. Williams team back at the front. Good point. It's the best point, mate. Best points, mate. 50 fresh points into your account. Of course, pending steward reviews. I don't know if anything happened. A very good drive from Villeneuve, who gets my driver of the day today. Craig doing a very good job as well, getting up to P2 from last. Yeah, I can't see you having anything happen. I didn't see any incidents, so you should have 50 amazing points into your account. Very, very well deserved. Yeah, I did go through the positions before, but here they are on screen. Race director, I'm quickly gonna just as the lobby timer resets a little bit. But yeah, this is your top three: Villeneuve, Craig, and Justin. Justin pulling away even more in the championship lead. Is looking unbeatable at the moment in terms of the championship standing, but he wasn't unbeatable on track today. Villeneuve and Craig getting P1 and P2 respectively. And that has been it for this week. Hopefully next week we will have standings and stuff for tier 1.5 and 2.5. So it will be easier for the commentator to go through those positions as well. But until then, I don't think I can do comms next week. What date is it next week? It is the 5th. Maybe I'll be back on comms, but I'm not promising anything. Midweek, Ramsey can't. So I guess I'll see if I'm awake. But I'm not, again, not promising anything. But that has been it from Performance Racing League this Sunday. Next up is Imola for the same type of race, reverse championship standings. Of course, Imola also a very tough track to overtake. So sneaky from the admins there. But until then, I will leave you guys hopefully wanting more racing. If you do, follow the social medias, follow the Twitch. Thank you, Craig. Follow the Twitch, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and if you want to get involved, join us on Discord, which is also in the description of the stream. Until next time, though, I can only wish you guys a good night, and I don't know who will be taking the comms booth on Wednesday, but whoever it is, hopefully they can give you some good action then. I've been Jesper, have a good Sunday, and a goodbye from me.